Okay, this is the Devops mock interview day 183. We already completed 182 mock interviews. So if anyone watching this video on YouTube, you can check out all mock interviews in the playlist section. And please like this video. And there is a new option called as hype. If you click on that hype button, this video will be recommended to so many people. So yeah, hi Kavita and Bookshare. Thank you so much for joining. And today, uh, I just prepared ultra level interview questions on Docker. That is too much in-depth questions. Even in the interview, they will not going to ask. But okay, it will make you expert in Docker. That's it.
Okay, sir.
So don't get demotivated by seeing this question. Okay, this will not going to ask in the interview questions, but it will at least you will get some answers right after this mock interview. So I've just prepared. Okay, I still have right more interview questions on Docker, which cover in depth. Okay, if you are interested, I will write do one more mock on Docker. Yeah, let's see.
Yes,
And
sir. We are interested.
oh, okay. And yeah, whoever watching this video on YouTube, please like this video. And if you are looking for live class on DevOps, you can ping me on WhatsApp, the number which you have displayed here. And you can join my WhatsApp and Telegram group. You can find the links in the description. I will share my screen so that you can able to see the interview questions. So explain the difference between Docker engine, container D, runc, and OCI, Open Container Initiative.
Uh, Sir, I can explain about Docker engine and OCI, but I don't know what I will write or wrong, but I can try.
Super, go ahead.
Sir, Docker engine means it is a Docker runtime engine. That means it's just a means it's just a software or application by which we can run the container instances, nothing more than that. And OCI means open container initiative means like it is a standard of it's like a protocol, like when a software or when a software is need to be deployed on a container platform, that software or that application needs to be open container initiative certified. It's like a TCP IP protocol, or it's like a some other DHCP protocol. Like it is a collection of rules that defines how an application or what are the standards that that are needed to satisfy a application as a container application. That two
Okay.
things. That two things I.
Okay, if I compare with the real life example, like how we will be having a ISA standard for our products, same like for containers, we will be having this OCI. Am I right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. Yes, Bookshare. Go ahead.
Sir, yes, sir. I want to try for container D. I think container D is a daemon process that is responsible for running the container, like pulling the images of the container, etc.
Super. Yes.
And runc, I'm guessing it's probably a runtime related thing, which is responsible for running the container.
Okay. No need to worry. Once we complete these questions, I will show you the answer.
Okay, sir.
Okay, how does Docker rootless mode work and when should you use it?
Sir, I can.
Yes.
So, Docker rootless mode means we when we want to run the Docker engine as a non-root user, non-root user. So, for enable Docker as a non-root user, we need to add the particular non-root user to the Docker group, Docker group. And why should we use that? Means if we use Docker as a root user, that means Docker is getting the permission like user root. So anyone who might have access the Docker engine or the Docker process, if he has some bad intention or some attacker is getting access to the Docker process, so he might have the privileged mode of access, and he can do some nasty things with the host system itself. So it is better, and it is recommended approach to run Docker engine as a non-root user.
Okay. How do you analyze a container that enters OM killed state? Container was getting an error with this message called as OM killed. So how do you, right, at least troubleshoot or whatever it may be? How you will find out it is OM killed or not? Yes, Bookshare.
Yes, sir. I'll first try to check the storage that is being allocated to the Docker to make sure that it has not crossed the container is not trying to access more resources than it is being allocated, because I think that is one of the reasons why we have out of memory error.
Okay. How does Docker detect changes during copy instruction for layer caching?
Not sure.
What is Docker buildx and why is it used?
So Docker, oh, can I, sir?
Yes.
Can I try? So Docker buildx is used to build the Docker images from the Docker compose file. That's all. It is mainly used for the means in the Docker compose file we are mentioning the Docker file, means the location of the Docker file, and buildx is used to build the Docker file, Docker image from taking the Docker file from the Docker compose. I don't know, am I right or wrong?
Okay. How does Docker use IPVS or IP tables for networking?
Not sure I am.
As you explained yesterday,
Yes.
Docker engine, every container is assigned an IP, and IPVS is, I'm not sure what IPVS is, but yeah, IP tables. So this is how Docker uses IP tables. So that within the same network, if containers wants to communicate with each other, they first hit the IP tables to identify the IPs of the containers.
Yeah. Okay. How to debug a container stuck in created state? It's not in running, but it is in created state.
I will first check the Docker. I will. Yes, I'll first verify the image instructions that are provided and make sure if there is the CMD or entry point is mentioned or not, and from there I will proceed based on what I find.
Okay. So for the last, let's one of my candidate also, I planned the mock interviews like this itself, which is little bit difficult.
Mhm.
So due to that, right, the real interview, okay, it was felt very easy for him, okay, and he has speak it confidently, and he got a good package. So
Okay.
that's the reason I'm not right. I will start with the basic questions for anyone. Then after I will go slow in depth, so that okay, if you face this type of questions in the mock interview, in the real interview you will get a simple questions. Obviously, automatically it will boost your confidence. If I ask you basic questions, okay, I can easily ask you basic questions. I don't need to write because my time will be saved at the end. Okay, because I need to research all these things. Okay, if I want to save my time, right, definitely I can go with the simple process. But no, you are investing your time. Okay, you have paid an amount for to me, so I need to justify to that. If I am not doing that, obviously, okay, you are not going to recommend me in future to anyone. So yeah, that's the reason. Not only reason, not for the recommendation. You need to okay, like whatever the investment you need to fulfill. That's it.
Correct, sir.
Yeah, that is the only right thing I'm expecting. Because I know you already wasted your money, okay, by joining some other people and learning, and you are getting stuck somewhere. Okay, in this situation also, if I do wrong with you, right, it will not good. How do registry side image, garbage collection, and retention policies work?
Not sure. Collection.
Registry side meaning like third party or Docker Hub.
Yeah, whatever it may be, Docker,
Okay.
ACR, ACS, sorry, ACR,
On
ACS.
AWS, I've used AWS ECR, where every time we create an image, we used to store it there, and there was an option for retention, like how many images I want to retain. That time.
Okay, if anyone watching this video on YouTube, and next 1 2 weeks I'm starting a project. So if you are interested to join for real-time project, only for real-time project, you can enroll for only project. So there we will discuss at least 5+ projects. You can showcase that in the interview, and you can practice the same, and you can explain that in the interview. Not for total DevOps, only for project. Explain the difference between overlay, bridge, host, Macmillan networks, real world use case.
I can tell that. If Bookshare can tell, then
Yes, yes, I'll try today.
okay, okay, okay.
So Bridge Network is a network that Docker provides as part of its service, and uh, host network is something Docker is something we can use when we run the Docker run command. We can assign host the network which is being used by the host to the Docker containers, and overlay network is what Docker Swarm uses. Macmillan, I'm not sure.
I can tell. Macmillan network, actually, in the Macmillan type of network, the Docker assigns one MAC address uh, per IP address. Actually, okay, means one MAC address is will be assigned to per IP address. It will be like work like just a network interface card. Okay, so as far as my understanding, sir will tell.
Okay. So anyway, we are assigning an IP address for the device. Okay. If I go to CMD, I don't know whether this command will work or not. IPADDR
Sir,
a
IF config means
IP config, right?
IP config, yes, sir. IP config hyphen A. IP config
There
space.
is no space. Yeah.
Ah,
Okay. If you see this IP config, so this is the IPv4 address, and this is the subnet mask. This is the default gateway, and this is what you are telling, right? Mac.
hmm. This is IPv6 address.
Yeah, sorry, IPv6.
No, this is the link.
Normally, you will get a Mac as well. So for this, we cannot able to see. Okay, why? Anyway, we will get the IP address for the device. So why we are getting Mac address? Yes, Bookshare.
So MAC address is to physically identify a container. It is that address which makes sure. Generally, the difference between MAC address and IP address is that IP address can change every time we connect to the internet, whereas the MAC address remains fixed. Um, my understanding is that to assign a MAC address and IP addresses, so that if there is a use case where we want to bring down containers and run it again multiple times, and we do not want to lose that particular container's. We want the data to be persistent on that container, then we can probably go with MAC VLAN network.
Okay, like if for suppose if I compare with real life example, okay, Bookshare employee ID was so and so. Okay, Quetti employee ID was so and so. So obviously, if Bookshare right left the company, okay, definitely that employee ID might assign to some others. Yes or no? So, but the
Yes,
Bookshare face or Bookshare right identity, no one can change.
correct. Yes.
So Bookshare will have some face. So by seeing that face, definitely I will identify. Oh, he is a Bookshare. So which he is worked. He's a part of my team. So like that, how we have a face to identify. So in the same way, when when we get the employee and as well as our face will we can act as a Mac. So that as Bookier said, we can identify exactly who he is.
Correct, sir.
Okay. How do you secure Docker Engine API in production? So we have five more questions. How do you enforce CPU throttling in Docker? So like I hope from the past three mock interviews you are joining,
Mm.
is it helpful or like if you have anything add on if you want right definitely you can yeah update you can ping me if I'm doing anything mistakes or whatever it may be.
No, no, sir. It is really helpful. Actually, we are able to see the real time interview experience, and in for the first day when I was first seated with the mock interview. In that day, like I was just like shaking. I was just felt a bit nervous. Means first 2 days, and today I am feeling like something relaxed. So this practice and this practice needs to be carried on overall, cause in the real interview, by doing the mock interview, we are just experiencing the interview environment. So that is the main thing. So and yeah, obviously we are getting the new question sets, whatever like today, whatever we means, it's my perspective, whatever the thing that is not prepared by us, we can get those topics and we can learn those things. And if something in interview, real time interview came, we will able to speak those things. That is the main advantage, sir. Personally, I am getting the lots of support, sir.
Yes, sir, same. Even I feel the same since the last three interviews that I've attended. For me, Docker understanding is not that concrete within me, but attending and trying to answer and seeing that where I'm going wrong, it's very helpful. And especially the questions that you're coming up with, that is one of the biggest assets as part of this interviews.
Okay. If you see this playlist, I think I forget. There was private interview videos. So every video is private. If I open, so these are the 12 people who has enrolled for my DevOps live classes. Okay, and mock
Okay.
interviews only for them are given the access. So I've conducted 5 private mock interviews. Okay, which is not exposed publicly to the public audience, because you have paid an amount. Okay, at least it should be justification your paid amount. So as I said you right, I will conduct more ultra like too much depth interview questions on Docker, which I don't want to expose to the outside world. Why I need to expose? You have paid an amount, I need to justify for that. So next mock interview, it will be recorded, but it will be uploaded privately and it will be given access only to you.
Okay, sir.
Okay, just remind me once we end the mock interview. I will share you the playlist link. I will send you to your email IDs and I will give the access to all 5 private mock interviews. Okay, so if you are available today at any time, evening or whatever it may be, I will try to ping you if I am available, so that we can have a private mock interview right away. And in that private mock interview, I don't ask introduce yourself and all. Straight away, we will go, jump to the interview questions. Okay, I need at least 30 minutes of time. See, private mock interview is not more than 30 minutes, so
Okay, sir.
that it will helpful. And yeah, I don't want to expose in this also. This there are some interview questions which is little bit in depth,
Okay, sir. Okay,
where
sir.
where
Yes,
you will
yes,
not
sir.
even find anywhere.
Okay, sir.
Sure, sir. I will ping
Sure,
you
sir.
about this.
Explain container checking point and live migration.
Not sure.
Okay, how do you detect and clean dangling containers, images, and unused images? Sorry, unused volumes. This is a simple question. Everyone know.
Uh,
Docker ps minus a.
How do you detect and clean dangling containers, images, and unused volumes?
sir,
Docker prune, right?
Docker prune. Sir.
Yes. Simple question. How do you handle file descriptor leaks inside container? Last question for today. How would you design a Docker image for high security compliance? That is HIPAA or GDPR? GDPR. Okay, so I will show you the questions. Then after we will go with the private access part. So explain the difference between Docker engine, container D, runc, and OCA. So Docker engine, high level client by server CLI plus API. So nothing but whenever you execute any command, the request will go to Docker daemon. No, sorry, Docker daemon, nothing but Docker engine. So container day, container lifecycle manager, that is pull, build, and run. So once the request will go to Docker engine, so Docker engine has a right assistant. Okay, he will call assistant. Hey, come here. Container day, pull the image, run the container. Sorry, pull the image, build the image, build the image. All these things like pull, okay, and execute run. Okay, Docker run, Docker container run. All these things he will do. Then after container we will also have a assistant which is runc, low level OCA runtime that actually creates a container. So container div is just okay, enter the command and sit. So runc will come and create. See, Docker engine assistant was container div assistant was runc. Okay, and runc should follow some OCA standards as okay Quetti mentioned, standard for image formats and container runtime specifications. So see, Docker engine, then go to container D, then go to runc, then okay, and runc will use a kernel feature called as namespace and cgroup via that
Mm.
it will right it will create the actual containers. Okay, got it.
Mm. Yes, yes.
So I can able to know all these things because have learned Docker. I'm just interested. I don't know. I just go on like how this container was created, little bit in depth. So that's the reason I can able to explain all these things. Even if you go to institute, they will just show you right how to create the container, how to delete the container. But actually they don't know what exactly happens in the backend. Mostly 90% in the institutes because they just right coming to institute to earn right some passive income. Frankly
Yes.
speaking, you can check it physically. There will be uncles who are right giving the. I'm not telling every institute. Most of the institutes
Yes,
doing the
yes.
same.
Correct, sir. Correct, sir. Correct.
And this explanation that you gave right now is very helpful. I don't think I'll ever forget this. And even in the interviews, I can talk about it if at all it comes up.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah, coming mock interviews, we will be having at least five private mock interviews, which I will speak little bit right more. Okay, I will speak more. I will share my knowledge whatever I have, so that interview will be focus on project, real time tasks, all these things, so that it will not expose it to the outside world. Okay, whatever the amount which we have invested, it will be totally justified with the next five private mock interviews. That is more than enough. Okay, to speak out confidently in any interview. I will promise by next December first week, right?
Mm.
Okay, you will just join mock interviews. Okay, as a time pass because you already get confidence for the interview questions. That confidence I can able to give. The technical part I don't know, but you will get confidence. You will not get fear to attend any type of interviews.
Correct, sir.
Even it is a next level rod questions they will ask. You will be ready to face that confidence I can able to give. For that you need to join every day whenever I
Correct, sir.
conduct mock interview.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We'll join. We'll join, sir.
Okay, how does Docker? I'm not wasting your time, right?
No, no, sir. No, no, not at all, sir.
Okay.
Yes, not at all, sir.
What are
Yeah,
you telling,
sometimes,
sir?
right, I will speak more
No, no, sir.
rather than questions, right? I will speak a little bit more.
No,
Sorry
no,
for
no.
it.
No, no, sir.
Okay, how does Docker rootless mode work and when should you use it? So, run Docker without root privation as Quetti mentioned, uses user namespaces. So, within namespace also there are multiple there. I've told you that kernel feature called as namespace. Via that namespace, we will create the container. But in the namespace also, there are multiple types. I don't want to discuss. Yeah, we will discuss in upcoming days that user namespace. And there are some namespaces out there which I will collect. If I have an image, right, I will, okay, I will update in the private. I've given you the private interview, the GitHub access, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
Yes, sir.
in that, I don't know whether I've I given to Quetti. I don't know whether Bookshare did they given you or not. Anyway, I will check it.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, in that private repo, I will update the images and I will connect different namespaces. No daemon access to privileged kernel APIs recommended for multi-tenant environments, shared dev servers, enhanced security setups. How do you analyze a container that enters OEM killed state? So Docker inspect container ID and check the OEM killed is colon through. So check the memory limit using Docker stats. So you will able to see running containers and the CPU and memory. So you can see the memory whether it is using and is there any limit for your Docker container. So check the application memory leak via pprof or Java heap dump. So use C group memory matrix, increase memory or fix the leak.
Okay.
Even if I go to my task manager, right, I can able to see here. If I enter Docker stats, I will get the containers and I will get the CPU memory. Same like in the command line I will get like this. So by that I can able to find, okay.
Hmm.
So or I can go to performance, I will get the graphical interface via Grafana dashboards. We can able to create this graphical interface. So is start up nothing but whenever you start the operating system, these are the applications will automatically started. That is a Realtek HD audio. So without this audio, I cannot able to speak, right?
Hmm.
So see enable nothing but whenever I start the computer, audio should be it should be started because without audio, if I disable, right, my audio will not going to work.
Correct, sir.
And how many users are there? Okay, this user how much CPU is consuming? Obviously, I'm the only user. I can create a right guest users in Windows. Like uh, if I remember when I purchased a new laptop, I've created a new users. One for me, one for my brother.
Hmm.
Like that, whenever we used to log in, we used to log in with two users and details, status, and services. So in Windows, everything will run as a service. Even in Linux, also everything will run as a service itself. But I
Correct.
don't know. I'm not getting time. I already prepared the Linux, so I'm just planning to upload Linux. What is Linux by comparing with Windows from scratch. But
Okay.
I'm not getting time. So yeah, there will be some applications which consume too much of memory. See, we are 34% memory,
Hmm.
87%. Like this memory also will take too much of memory. So you need to find it out if it is okay. Heap memory nothing but if it is consuming too much and it is no if it is no use for you, okay, kill that. That's what here mentioned. Fix leak or
Yes.
increase the memory. Like Visual Studio Code is important for me, so I'm
Hmm.
using that. So obviously what I will do, I will increase the memory of the device so that, okay, my Visual Studio Code might not stuck. How
Correct.
does Docker detect changes during copy instruction for layer caching? So Docker caches based on file checksum, metadata, I think permissions or timestamp, directory content hash. So even small changes in files invalidate entire layer. What is Docker BuildX and why is it used? So advanced builder powered by BuildKit supports multi architecture images like AMD 64, ARM 64. These are the formats. Cache exporters Faster builds with concurrency. Remote build node used heavily in CI/CD. How does Docker uses IPVS or IP tables for networking? By default, Docker uses IP tables for NAT. So Docker Swarm uses IPVS for load balancing. Both manipulate packet routing rules at kernel layer. So both will work in combination. So IPVS will be used for load balancing. IP table will be used to find out the particular device or IP. Okay. Explain how do sorry how to debug a container stuck in created state. So what is the possible issues? CMD, as Bookshare mentioned, CMD or entry point missing, volume mount failures. So if you are given the correct wrong volume mount, obviously that volume is not present, so it will fail or not. C group permission errors, image layer corruption fix, Docker inspect, Docker events or run with entry point. So these are the troubleshooting commands. How do registry side image garbage collection and retention policies? So manifest deletion only marks references as orphaned. Garbage collector must be run manually to for private registries. So policies help ensure untagged images deleted, old versions cleaned, storage space optimized. Nothing but there will be some rules or policies where make ensure that if there is images with no tag, it will be deleted. If it is old version, it should be cleaned, nothing but it will be removed, and automatically the storage space should be optimized.
Okay, got it. Yes.
Explain difference between overlay, bridge, host, and Macmillan networks. So bridge, local container to container communication. Host, so performance critical application. No NAT, nothing but it will use the host network. If it is a critical application, if you want to use only host network, go with host overlay multi-node networking. That's Swarm. Macmillan give container its own MAC, useful for legacy network setups. So as Quitty mentioned, so Macmillan, nothing but it will assign a MAC for a container. And Bookshare also explained about this. How do you secure Docker Engine API in production? So never expose TCP API publicly. Use mutual TLS client server certificates. Use firewall and TLS. Enable user namespaces. Use socket based access only. The configuration file will be var/run/docker.sock. So all these things, right, you no need to know. That's the reason some questions, right, I'm just reading and left it, because there is no use. Even if you go through, even in real time, it will no use. If it is important, then only I'm okay trying to explain.
Yes, yes.
So we need to write add to our brain whichever is required. If you add everything, the required one it will be deleted. How do you enforce CPU throttling in Docker? So yeah, obviously it is important. So use C groups, Docker run hyphen CPUs and the image name, CPU shares. You can able to see CPU quota, CPU period. Ensure no container hogs host CPU. Nothing but you will be having the host CPU limit, right? If I go to just a moment, properties, CPU. See how much 1.70 gigahertz. So you should not beat this CPU level. If I go to task manager, see here 100% CPU, 87% CPU. So it should not hop, nothing but it should not, right, come out of this limit. If it is gone, obviously my system will stop working. My system will hang. Explain content.
Sir, sir, can I ask one question?
Yes.
Sir, means I want to know that means for the as my experience is like 5.6 years around something. So, in this type of experience, in this range of experience, means how tough or how the depth interview can be done, means how tough type questions interviewer can ask in this range of experience.
Okay, yeah, frankly speaking, nearly 10 plus years candidate also join the mock interview. They've attended mock interviews. Okay,
Okay.
for them, like what are the mock interviews I'm conducted? Okay, that is like more than enough for them. Okay, recently one of the candidate who has cracked it has 5.6 years of experience. So he has mentioned that I got the questions from the mock which you have conducted. So yeah, obviously, what are the mocks I'm conducting? That is more than enough.
Okay, sir.
It was too much, if
Okay,
you tell me.
okay,
Even
sir.
for
Yeah.
10 plus, these questions are you will never get. Out of these questions, obviously, you will get. Okay, and you will feel very easy because some whichever the questions you will get right, I will repeat it.
Correct, sir. Correct, correct. Understood, sir. Understood. Thank you, sir.
I know there will be a little bit confusion. Even I used to have, oh, I have this much of experience. So how will be the interview questions?
Correct, sir. So,
So topic will never change. What is Docker volume? How many types of Docker volume? Same.
correct.
They will expect the more communication, like more confidence in the experienced person compared to a fresher or less experienced candidate because they can not able to speak fluently because they have less experience. If you have a more experience, you will be having a more communication skills. So if you are experience was right, getting that means they will expect a leadership role. Okay, you can able to manage the team, so they will focus on your communication, how you are communicating. So whether you can able to handle the client, because client we need to speak in English, so whether you have a good communication or not. Okay, along with the technical skill, they will expect you the managerial skill. That's it, not more
Okay.
than that. They will expect more managerial skill if you go 10 plus, less technical skill.
Okay.
Even if you have a more technical skill and you don't have a managerial skill, definitely, even if you have a 10 plus, they will not going to hire you.
Okay. Understood. Understood. Understood.
How do you detect and clean downlinks? Yeah, Docker system df or Docker system prune, Docker volume prune, Docker image prune minus a. So this is the image level, volume level.
Hmm.
So check disk pressure, cleans up orphaned resources. How do you handle file descriptor leaks inside container? lsf minus p and the process id cat slash proc slash pid slash limits. So fix strategies, optimize application, increase limits. How would you design a Docker image for high security compliance? So use distroless base images, disable root user, read only file system, no package manager at runtime, add security scanners to CI/CD, harden entry point and permissions, enable audit logs. So this way you will secure your Docker image. So in the interview, if they ask like how you will secure your Docker images, then you can mention. So I will use distroless base images and I will use non-root user. Okay, and I will go with read only. Okay, and obviously I will do some security scans via some third-party tools like Prometheus and Grafana. I will do scan that images, and okay, I will make sure the permissions should be given to the only person who are nothing but I will implement RBAC. Obviously, if it is required, we can enable the audit logs so that everything we can able to collect the data, like whoever logging, whatever doing, every second you will get a log. Yeah, that's it for today. I will update this mock interview. We'll stop the recording. If anyone watching this video, if you're looking for live training, you can ping me on WhatsApp. I will starting a new batch from January 5th, 2026. So if you want to enroll before that, don't miss the chance. This time I'm planning more in-depth concepts on DevOps. I'm stopping the recording.